Hello everybody, welcome to FBA Season 8 Week 4 analysis. I'm here with Kevin.
What's up, FBA Nation?
FBA Nation. And sorry for this video being out a bit late, but yeah, we're going to get into you guys now, and hopefully we'll be able to do one for Week 5, either this weekend or maybe on Monday or something.
Yeah, sorry guys, I had a test that I didn't study for. My bad.
Yeah, he actually had to pull out his textbook and study for 10 minutes. You know, it's a business test; they can be really difficult. Anyway, announcements. I don't think there are any. Actually, well, Spam said he's going to do his tournament soon. I don't know when though. I think it was supposed to happen this weekend, maybe, but didn't. So maybe next weekend. I don't know. But yeah. So if you look at the week, actually not all the battles are done. We still have Poison versus Spam. But every other battle is done. And if we look, actually, the battles were pretty, what we expected. The average projection error is about 2, right? So the difference between, what was projected in the actual differential is about 2 on average. So if you take a look, Cross-Atlantic Crodons beat Mulling MSU 2-1. Lagoon Lugias lose to paracentric functions 0-3. Pittsburgh Ready Steelers is facing Spam Regenerators, and they are not done yet, but they're 1-1 right now. And then DMT actually beats the Dodrios 2-1. If you look at the standings, pretty decent spread. We got Cross-Atlantic Crodons undefeated, and Spam Regenerators have not won a single
Goated.
The spoilers actually did win next week. So it's actually kind of funny that they finished next week, but not this week. And every other team is, we had a lot of 2-2s, 1-2, 3-1, and 1-3. So it's pretty well spread out. The thing I actually find pretty interesting though is that the differential, if you look at the match differential, it's not very spread out at all. We have, the top 3 teams are plus 26, 16, and 15, and then the bottom 3 teams are minus 19, minus 12, and minus 28. So it seems like there's a lot of battles where people are just getting blown out. And if we look at the kill leader, we see Lopini is the number 1 spot for 5th week in a row. And Victini's close behind with 21 kills. We got Rillaboom, Mega Mall Wild, Metagross, Dragapult, Stoutland actually from Molding MSC with
Stoutland going crazy. Yo, I can't believe I doubted that thing in our draft analysis.
What did you? Oh.
Yeah, I was like Stoutland.
Yeah, I mean that's also what you said about Gudra, and
Guys, maybe I just suck at Mons.
Yeah, it's okay. If you suck at Mons, then I suck too. I drafted Mega Mantric. And we got Torres T, Crocodile, and Abomasnow.
Yo, Abomasnow at number 10.
Yeah, Abomasnow at number 10 is crazy. Also, we see Mega Mawile, Dragapult, and Abomasnow are all from DMT, and occupies 3 slots, so that's pretty impressive. So they're getting a lot of kills. And I think our guys are pretty high up as well, top 15 maybe. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Biggest upset, Shinto versus Liam. Shinto actually won his first match, good job to him. I was projected that Liam would win +2, and Shinto won +2, so good job.
Crazy.
Game Bread highlights. What do we got, Kevin?
Game Bread highlights. Best set, that goes to Axel for his def Charty Berry Mantine. Alright. Now, the reason why I thought this was pretty cool, so this shows what's cool about the 3v3 format, because you can adapt to what sets the other team likes to run.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you, me, and Gimme all ran Head Smash Steelix, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole point of Head Smash Steelix was to do big damage against Mantine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Torn. But Mantine was one of the big targets. So, props to him for literally just countering that set. So that was pretty big. Biggest goofy play of the week. We got MPG switching his Mega Sceptile onto a quote unquote Thunderbolt Zam. However, what he did not realize was that Mega Alakazam does not get Thunderbolt. MPG, you should know better, man.
Oh wait, it doesn't? Wait, I didn't even know that. It doesn't get Thunderbolt?
No. It gets Zap Cannon or Thunder Punch.
That's funny. Alright. Yeah, so those are the highlights. Now we got our battles. So the first battle we have is Gimme versus Axel, and we see Torn upset that he's missing all his attacks, and meanwhile Gimme shitting on him, but he has he's still confused as to why he knocked off on his Weezing as he switches into the Timmy. So we're gonna see that in a second. Let me open it. What the fuck, guys? I'm having trouble.
It's tough.
Oh, come on. Oh,
Did you not link it?
No. Axel didn't give me his team. I just realized.
Oh.
Alright, so we only have Gimme's team, but if you look at it, we have a Choice Band Victini, Megametric with Toxic and stuff, FizzDef.
Standard sets.
Yeah,
standard sets.
We have a Z Gudra.
War Crimes Gudra.
Then we have Steelix with Choppleberry, my idea, because Choppleberry is crazy. With Max Spadef, Max HP, and Head Smash, Iron Defense, Body Press, High Horsepower. And then we got Hunchlini with Koba Berry. Alright, so here we go. So we got Axel bringing pretty standard stuff, bringing Stoutland and the Sand mode. He's also brought me in Shadow, which could be scary. If I'm looking at this from Axel's perspective, like always, he's going to want to weaken stuff for Altaria, and just using the Enshow as a pivot and maybe weakening Weezing and stuff will be good. And on Gimme side, he's going to probably want to keep, obviously they want to keep Weezing healthy, as well as other Fizz walls like Steelix and Tepagulu is also pretty solid. You can definitely lift some hits. Anything else?
Yeah.
Should into this?
I think Weezing was like the most important for Gimme to win.
Right. Yeah, and he has to choose like where he wants to use it wisely, right? Because he needs it for Altaria and Mienshao and for Stoutland. So yeah. So we see the lead. We see he just wanted to commit War Crimes real quick, and I think Axel just wants to get off the hit with Altaria, maybe weaken Weezing early on. So we see a switch into Weezing, and we see Altaria. Bit of frustration, doing 14%. We see a switch in the Hippo and getting some sand chip, maybe get some rocks up, and we see a nice Toxic onto the Hippo. So this is definitely looking good for Gimme, right? He gets that Toxic on the Hippo. He gets some chip with Strange Gene, because he doesn't want to switch out. He wants to stay in so he can defog these rocks.
Big.
And Axel can't really do anything here besides slack off here. See a Mantine switch. Oh, and the goated Gimme double Toxics. Expecting the switch.
Goated Toxic.
Toxic damage. So he just fires up on that Toxic for free. So we have 2 Toxics on his team now. So it's looking really good. Surely his Axel Altaria doesn't have heal bell, right? Surely not.
Surely not.
See T-Bolt to Altaria. We switch back to Weezing, and then unfortunately, Gimme was in a very good spot. Now now it's looking a lot worse. I mean, still, it's pretty neutral now. We're kind of
pretty neutral spot.
Back to like the beginning of the game. Besides, we have a bit more information about each team. We see an Ice Beam. Do some chip on the Mienshao. It's probably a Regenerator, so it's not going to matter too much. We'll fake out on the Weezing. And we see a double, and he knocks off.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Gimme.
When I saw Gimme switch, I knew that wasn't the play, because the thing is, like, so, I mean, I was kind of talking about this play with Gimme after. He's like, I just don't understand why he knocked off. I think it makes complete sense, right? Because as we said, we want, like, even though, Mienshao isn't a good matchup for Weezing, Axel has seen his outs this game are, relying on those physical attackers like Stoutland and definitely Altaria and trying to destroy Gimme's team. And he needs Weezing out of the way to do that. So he's fine losing Mienshao here just for knockoff, right? Do some damage to him, and also gets rid of his Black Sludge, which is going to be really huge, so he can't heal anymore. So Rocks chip, Sandstorm chip's going to be permanent damage on him, besides, for something like a Plane Split, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think this play made complete sense from Axel.
Yeah.
When I saw him switch into Victini, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it makes sense because, I mean, like, Weezing was, like, the biggest thing stopping Axel from winning.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, definitely. I think Gimme had the right idea here, because, it would be, the battle's going pretty passively so far, and considering Victini can just come in and just blast something, he pretty much always has the advantage. He just keeps playing passively until he's able to get, Victini in. And he could even play a bit aggressive for that, but this just was not the time to do it because, a knockoff was very likely here.
Right.
Victini loses his Choice Band, which is really important because now it can't do a KO Weezing or a Hippo. We see another knockoff onto the Weezing. So yeah, Axel gets huge utility out of Mienshao there.
Big.
A little confusion for the boys.
Little hit himself for the boys.
For the boys.
Go to Toxic.
Yeah. Doesn't matter too much though, because Axel has the heal bell, but it's good to keep up momentum, forcing that Altaria to heal bell whenever it comes in. And we see the
War crimes.
War crimes. Mienshao's dead. And now we see the big threat come in. So he actually gives up Boudra here. I think that's a fair play, right?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Guja did his thing, and like, here he knows that Guja has T-Ball. He's gonna always switch Mantine out on it. Like, yeah. I don't know. I felt like it was fine.
He doesn't even have Sludge Bomb, so he's pretty much hardballed by Altaria.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's no switching, right? Because Superpower can fuck up Steelix, and he also wants to keep Steelix as healthy as possible.
Right.
For Altaria as well. And now we can go into Steelix for free. So if we switch in, and we see the Superpower, the Chople Berry activates.
Big Chople.
And we just shit on him with Body Press. So that's definitely big from Gimme. Because as we said, Axel's going to be relying on his physical attackers to do damage to Gimmy's team. And once, Weezing and Steelix are, gone, Altaria does a lot of damage. But until then, Stoutland's actually the biggest threat. But Gimme was able to get rid of Stoutland with just 20 HP gone with Steelix because he had a Chople Berry. So definitely good prep.
Yep.
And definitely good playing here. I don't think that was a good play from Axel though, because even if he didn't have Chople, Steelix doesn't die. And while it is true that
I mean, I think he would just want to chip on it though.
I don't think it was worth it though, because in the other case, sacrificing Mienshao for that knockoff on the Black Sludge on the Weezing is huge, because Mienshao doesn't even do too much anyway, especially with the Weezing and maybe the Lulu. Whereas Stoutland, besides Steelix, the thing is, stop looking at everything, right? So whenever it comes in, it can obviously shit on Weezing with this normal move. So I think Stoutland was as important as Altaria here almost, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Because Altaria gets hardballed by Weezing and Steelix, so obviously you want to weaken stuff for it, but Stoutland can just rip holes through things, and he can kind of...
Yeah, that's true. I guess because Stoutland's kind of like a check, assuming Sandstorm's up to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, with Sandstorm and Life Orb, we can just come in, and Revenge Kill pretty much anything, and if he really needs to, he can just hard switch it on something like Weezing if he knows he's not going to get Will-O-Wisp, and just get big damage on Weezing. But yeah, he just loses it here, just for a bit of damage on Steelix. Not as much as he hoped, obviously, but I still, even if he wasn't Chople, I just don't think it was worth it. So we see the Mantine, and Scald, and then here is where Axel's prep comes into play. So we had a Chople Berry, but he has the Party Berry.
Yep.
And now he just roost it off, and Gimme cannot do anything. Yeah, Gimme is hardballed here. So he's just going to sacrifice Steelix, not wanting anything else to take a burn. And now we see Victini. You see Zen Headbutt not doing that much because Victini lost his choice band. He goes for the flinch, does not get the flinch.
Nice switch. Hippo back.
I think Gimmy's fishing for a confusion here. So yeah, Gimme knows that this is looking pretty bad, but he's trying to fish for things. The thing is, it is a 4v4, but the problem is, because Victini lost his choice band, whenever it comes in, he can just go Altaria, right? Whenever Minetra comes in, he can also go Altaria or Hippo, and heal off any Toxic. But whereas on Axel's side, whenever Twin comes in, it gets a kill, or it gets permanent damage on Minetric, which it can't heal up. And also any damage on Weezing, it doesn't have its Black Sludge either, so it's going to be permanent as well for the most part. So this is looking pretty bad for Gimme, so he's trying to make some plays here, trying to, go for the flinch on Altaria is definitely the play, and also going for that confusion on the Hippo is also smart. He gets a confusion on the Torn. Either way, it's probably not going to work out here. Confusion.
Goes Altaria.
So actually, he could have gone for a Zen Headbutt for the flinch, but I think he didn't because he thought he'd be slower after the -1, right?
Well, wasn't he slower? Or he wasn't.
Yeah, he was actually faster. But yeah, I'd expect that he'd be slower as well, but he wasn't, which is crazy.
Yeah, maybe. I think he probably just thought he's slower.
Yeah. you know. He said, lol, what the hell? I guess he probably was thinking the same thing. See a Hurricane, do a nice 32 of Manectric. That's permanent damage. Manectric cannot heal in any way. We've seen Altaria switch.
Flame. Makes sense.
You see a double on the Volt switch, yeah, makes sense. And also gets to chip Manectric a little bit more. Hippo's taking some chip, but it doesn't matter because it could shield off everything. Gimme going for maybe a crit or something. Or, you know, maybe wearing...
I mean, maybe he's just... Yeah, he's probably going for crit. Yeah.
I mean, crit wouldn't kill, but, you know, maybe it's not that bulky Hippo. I don't know. So here's actually... So as we said, you know, Victini and Manectric have switch-ins. You know, Altaria just switches into everything pretty much. However, it doesn't switch into Bulu because...
Turning point.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing. So he actually has Swords Dance. So this actually, with the Swords Dance, he might be able to beat through the rest of Axel's Wands. The biggest problem is, of course, being Altaria, but, you know, with the +2, the Swords Dance should be able to do enough to it to where he can out-damage it, especially since Altaria can't do too much back with Grassy Terrain Recovery. And is he leftovers? No, he's Cobra Berry. The big problem is Torn, so I think Axel made a smart play here. He realizes that, you know, if he is SD Bulu, going into Altaria can lose him the game. Or at least, you know, lose him a lot of momentum here. Whereas, you know, if he's not SD, Altaria hardwalls it, and then he guaranteed wins. So the only way to lose here, pretty much, is if he's SD. And he is, of course. And he's actually SD Cobra Berry. But we don't see that in effect yet, because he misses the Hurricane.
Rip.
And kills the Stone Edge.
How much would Hurricane have done?
Probably like 70 is my guess, right? Because Billy doesn't have
70 with Cobra?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
We see Miss on the Stone Edge. And a Roost in the Altaria. Okay. Interesting play. What do you think about that? Do you think he should have stayed in and just kept attacking, or do you think he should have gone Weezing?
No, I think he should have kept it. Because you can't beat Hippo if you lose Bulu.
Well, actually, Bulu, I mean, you can't beat anything. Like, Bulu's like the only way he wins here, right? So
yeah.
It's really a question of, obviously, this thing's always going to beat Hippo. It's going to outspeed and pretty much kill it. And same with Mantine, as long as Mantine doesn't have too much speed. The only problem is, of course, getting Mantine burn and also dealing with Altaria. So you're already +2 here. Should you... I don't know. I mean, Altaria's max HP. I don't see... Is there like a better time to SD? I guess on Hippo is the best time to SD. But then you can get Toxics. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're kind of like banking on like Stone Edge miss. Like, there's a risk of like missing Stone Edge and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Right. I mean, either way, it's gonna come down to this. It's always gonna come down to Bulu versus Altaria, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah, Gimme tries to stall a bit longer. I mean, maybe he can do a play like, you know, switching and Weezing here and then doubling into Bulu to get another SD and forcing a kill if he goes Hippo.
I guess I would have felt more comfortable doing this if Weezing still had its Black Sludge.
Right. Yeah, because now you're more with Altaria. Maybe he doesn't. But actually, yeah, the thing is, like, even if you double here, on, like, let's say Mantine, I mean, assuming he doesn't burn you and just goes back to Altaria, you just get an SD and you're in the exact same spot you were before. The thing is, like, he wants to avoid, you know, the Bulu versus Altaria, right? Because Bulu isn't the best versus Altaria. But it's always going to come down to that, because Victini and Manectric get hard rolls. And obviously, you can just switch out to anything versus Weezing. So it's always going to come down to Bulu versus Altaria either way. So, I mean,
right.
It's not like it's bad, right? Because Altaria isn't set up. It just kind of delays the inevitable, so it doesn't really matter too much. I guess he might, you know, like, the thing is, he gets some chip here, right? On Altaria, so that's pretty good. Goes back to Weezing. Gets to Mantine. Strange Team. Doesn't hit himself in confusion, is able to roost up. Gimme, of course, Strange Teams again, hoping he does hit himself in the confusion. Scald, yeah, so. Would you change it for a toss?
This, I think it would have gotten dicey here.
I think
like, Weezing's burnt. It's at like 15%, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mega Altaria like wins.
Well, no, I think Gimme's play here is the Toxic Mantine, right? So now both Hippo and Mantine are toxic, and try to get Axel in a position where hopefully, whenever Gimme sets up with his Bulu and Altaria comes in, Axel might be forced. Obviously, Axel's going to be forced to attack, right? So maybe he's making it so Axel has to decide between attacking and heal belling. Either way, the thing is, like,
fair.
Altaria, we already know Altaria's full set, right? It's not set up, so we don't gotta worry about it setting up. We just need Bulu to come in first, get an SD on the Altaria switch, and that's the best chance we have.
Right.
The SD on Bulu, by the way, definitely, if he didn't have SD on Bulu, it would be over, because Altaria hardballs the entire team besides Weezing, but, Weezing's hardball everything else. So now we see that the miss earlier actually did matter, because the Cobra Berry gets activated here. So with the Cobra Berry, or the Hurricane damage after Cobra Berry, plus the Air Slash, Bulu would definitely be dead here. Or at least close to dead, to the point where Altaria could finish it off. So it was definitely actually a really big miss. That's what happened.
Well, I think if the Cobra Berry was activated on Torn, then Gimme he never should have switched. Like in an alternate reality, where Torn hits the Hurricane,
right, yeah, at that point
then Gimme never switches Bulu out, goes for the kill on Altaria, and then he sweeps.
It's possible though that he's in range of a frustration after the doing 75% or taking 75%
True.
from Bulu.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah. That's what happens when you use 75% or 70% accurate moves. So it goes into the Bulu versus Altaria.
Oh yeah, it only does. So Stone Age only does 52. Yeah, and Altaria was at 59 when it came in. So.
He misses one. So if he hits both here, he wins. That's all he needs to do. He needs to hit both. So we see the first one. No crit. It comes down to the Stone Edge, and he gets it with a crit.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much over, or it is over. Hornleech kills the Hippo, and that's game.
Yeah, so I guess the Hurricane miss did matter. So.
Yeah, it definitely did matter.
Axel, if you're watching this, well,
don't use 70% accurate.
Life, man.
That's obviously what happens when you have a Torn on your team, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's just the product of running Torn.
Yeah. All right, next battle, we got Kevin versus Jacob.
Hey. Oh, I never sent you my team.
Did you not? No, you sent it.
Whoops.
Oh, I guess not. Thought I had it.
It's fine. It's fine. We can just go through it.
Let's watch this from the other team's perspective. All right, so we got Jacob's team here. We actually had an agility nasty plot set up.
Double dance Torn? That is crazy.
We got this really good adjustment.
Yeah, that's it. Had me shaken.
Yeah, special attacking. Even though this thing doesn't have that much special attack, and Fire Blast isn't like stab or anything. Just a Fire Blast coming from this thing, or a Hyper Voice.
Wait, did he have Fire Blast?
Yeah, he's fire.
Oh my god.
That'll do a lot to Weezing just because of the fact that Weezing.
I lost on matchup. He never fished a Fire Blast from his Sleep Talk. Oh, spoilers.
Well, I mean, who would he have used it on? Did you go Steelix against him?
Yeah, dude, I always switch Steelix into that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess we're gonna see that. We have heavy duty boots, Fizz Def. So I think
standard Mantine.
Yeah, I mean the fact that they're running Fizz Def is smart, because usually you run Spidef on Mantine. And I think the fact they kind of banked on us not bringing Keldeo, because then they'd be kind of fucked. But I think it's smart because actually that's not even true because Sacred Sword does Fizz Def, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah. So never mind that. I mean either way, Keldeo's not a likely bring, right? They got this, and they got this.
No.
We got Hippo, Duraludon with that defense body press, Thunder Wave, Flash Cannon, and then a workup Stoutlands. So.
Yeah, dude. When I was building, I saw workup, and I was like, no way.
No, they're not bringing workup.
No way.
They're not doing the little Nora, bro. She got workup in her gym. Her ears got workup.
So my team. I think it was Banded Victini, Fizz Def Weezing, Wish Pass Umbreon, Spidef Steelix. The Goodra was AV with like Surf, T-Bolt, Draco, and like something else. And then the Keldeo was Sub Lefties, Toxic, Surf, Secret Sword. I just wanted to like sub Toxic some shit.
Valid. So what are you thinking?
What?
I just yawned.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking when you see this his team? Who are you thinking of leading?
I mean, it was what I. It's okay. So the 6 months were what I expected. I saw this and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I think the sets surprised me more.
Right. Okay.
But I knew Wheezing was good, and then I knew that Keldeo was kind of bad.
I mean, yeah.
Um,
It was bad matchup.
Goudreau was going to be good. Victini was going to be good-ish. So I think my win con really came down to like Goudreau and like, yeah, it was like Goudreau and Steelix were going to end it. That was my thought.
Just like in Axel's match, I think Jacob's win con is weakening things with Altaria and Statland. I think his team is actually better than what Axel brought because Axel overpowers things with physical attackers, right? Which is smart. But the only problem is one, he didn't use one of his most powerful ones against our team, which is Statland. He didn't use it to its full extent. And he didn't use his Altaria to full extent either. Physical Altaria just gets destroyed by Wheezing and Steelix, so he really has to get a lot of damage on those. So he probably should have played more to Statland win. Whereas Jacob should actually be playing, it would actually make sense for Jacob to do that play that Axel did, where he sacks Statland for a bit of health on Steelix, because Altaria, special attack and Altaria is enemies win con here. So yeah. So we see the lead of Mr. Handskiller and Altaria, and we see a switch to Wheezing, and we see a switch to Mantine. So pretty self-explanatory. We see a switch back to Keldeo, and an immediate burn.
Someone burn, that's crazy. Gotta love to see it. Yeah. So
were you scared of Air Slash?
Here I just sub. Yeah.
Were you scared if he had Air Slash at all, Kevin?
I didn't think they'd bring Air Slash for some reason, but I don't know. I thought it was gonna be like Toxic Mantine.
Right. Now you can't get Toxic because you're burned, but yeah, we see you get immediately burned, and then we see you lose your substitute. Or actually, we don't because he misses Air Slash.
I get rewarded.
You get rewarded. I mean, you should. He got burned. We see a haze, which is.
You thought I was Calm Mind.
Yeah, I mean, Calm Mind would make more sense in this situation, because you'd actually be able to, if you were leftovers. Well, you are leftovers. If you had leftovers, didn't get burned, and you had Calm Mind, you could maybe beat this thing 1-on-1. If you didn't have haze, but he does have haze, so yeah, either way, no matter what set you are, you get destroyed by Mantine. There's nothing you can really do here. Gets a little chip. Keldeo always gets burned, bro. Especially when we're running leftovers. Drippy.
Great Goudreau time.
Aww.
Aww.
And we see him going back, maybe on the Sledge Wave. Cheap little
Yeah, Goudreau comes back in, T-Volt into
but then you T-Volts. So
and then I surf, but then he goes back to Mantine. I should have put Ice Beam on this thing. Kicking myself for that.
So why was it surf? I forget.
What?
Why was it surf?
We put surf for Delphox.
Oh right, yeah.
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 I Draco for the mid rounds because I knew the Toxic would kill Mantine.
And the Mantine is gone. Nice. So that opens up Keldeo, but I mean Keldeo is already pretty shit on. So.
It opens Keldeo, but yeah. I was like, okay, so I was gonna sack Keldeo because I'm like, all right, Keldeo's shit now, right? And then he works up, and I'm like, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
By the way, just to clarify, he doesn't even have you don't have Icy Wind on this thing, right? So you can't even Altaria that for that much.
Yeah. I just wanted to Toxic it.
Yeah. And he might even have Heal Bell, which does he have Heal Bell? I don't think this one has Heal Bell, but he could have. He doesn't. Oh, he has.
No, his rest.
His rest. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Keldeo is really shit.
Yeah, so that's why I was sacking it. I didn't think he'd work up, which was pretty bad. So then Keldeo drops, right? And I bring an Umbreon, and I protect, because I know he has, well, I'm scouting for superpower, essentially, but I was like 99% sure he had it anyway, but it was also nice to stall a stand turn.
Yeah.
So he reveals superpower, and then I'm like, all right, well, I go Wheezing, right?
Well, you throw the game.
Hey, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Bro, why'd you go Wheezing here?
I didn't think he had Iron Head.
First of all, why
right?
the Iron Head? It doesn't matter. You should have frustration. Like, why the Iron Head there? I think
I don't
frustration
know.
is more.
I mean, okay, so
Or
I
is it a
wanted,
bit
I
less?
didn't
It's
want him.
160 versus like 152 or something, but like still. I think you
I mean,
always.
I didn't want him to superpower into Steelix because I knew Steelix was extremely important for Altaria.
Did you need Umbreon that much though?
I wanted the Wish passing.
I guess, but I think Weezing was already more important, right? I mean, I guess actually in hindsight it wasn't as important because he's special attacking Altaria, but.
Yeah.
So at
I
this
mean,
point,
I went
I
in with
think
the
it's
mindset.
fine as long as you keep your Steelix healthy, I guess. For Altaria.
I went in with the mindset of Steelix is my answer to Altaria and Weezing is secondary. So that's kind of why I sacked it.
I just don't know why he picked Ironhead here. I mean, there's really no reason to. He should have frustration. Because if you stay,
Yeah, I didn't
you could have
agree with
killed him
that.
pretty much for like foul play. But I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Either,
I
'cause
didn't agree with the Iron
It
Head.
doesn't matter though, because even for frustration, instead of doing 70, it's like 60, like 66, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even know
Yeah.
why.
Frustration with stab like does more than Iron Head, or a little bit less, but it was still a 2 KO.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't understand it because like if I went Steelix, then he did like 0 to me.
It's honestly just a Hoid
So.
moment. It's a Hoid moment, bro. Clicking the super effective move.
Yeah.
Instead of like the rain boosted. I mean, in this case, Ironhead does do more than frustration. But you know, I barely like if it makes sense why he has it, but you shouldn't have picked it there. Like if he was already in on Weezing, then it makes sense. But if you just say with Umbreon foul play, that would not have been good for him.
Yep.
That's used for Fizdef, I believe, right?
I think it was. Yeah, it was Fizdef.
Yeah. By Weezing. In hindsight, once again, it's actually not as bad as it probably was when you were playing, because you know we now know that Weezing isn't even as good because Altaria is special attacking. But
yeah.
So we see Victini come in and claim his skill, and he decides to take Hippo.
Yeah, goes Hippo. I recreate again.
Let's go. But he goes Altaria.
Goes Altaria.
So you're probably scared of an Earthquake here, right? You're not -2 defense, -2.
Yeah, I was scared of Earthquake, but yeah, looking back, I could have stayed in, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What do I do here? Oh, I roar. Superpower is a body press.
Yeah, so here, this is when it's a good play. I mean, obviously, you know, like, even if Gimme wasn't Choppel, and Kevin was Choppel, like, Axel and Jacob have no way to know that. So I think Axel earlier, I said that was a bad play, because Stoutland is one of the biggest damage dealers to the team. In this case, that is true, but Altaria also does stuff because of its special attacking. So yeah, definitely weakening Steelix is a fine play. I mean, considering the fact that Weezing is dead, maybe it would have been better to stay Stoutland, but you know, I think it's justifiable here. Whereas in Axel's case, he should not have sacked to Stoutland at all.
I was fine with this because I had Wish passing Umbreon.
Yeah, and I think you definitely want to stay in here. And, you know, I think it's a fair trade. You want to get rid of Stoutland. You want to get damage on Steelix. I think it's fair on both sides. I mean, it's not like you have any other switches, so. He's able to get his Hippo back. Wish pass. And now we get Steelix back, so. Sucks for Axel. Or Jacob. We see the Sleep Talk and the Hyper Voice.
Yeah, this is where knowing that Altaria had Fire Blast was crazy. Dude, if he got Fire Blast, it was over. Oh yeah, this is where we should go back and forth, like yada yada. Toxic, whirlwinds me. This is where I might have misplayed.
Yeah.
I mean, I stayed into V-Create thinking he just whirlwind again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, so Hippo was annoying regardless, because it always switches into Steelix anyway. So I felt like V-Creating was the right play here, especially given that there's a chance that he's going to whirlwind again.
Well, I don't think he whirlwinds. I think if he whirlwinds, that's actually a throw from him. Because if you stay in, then you through the game. If you switch out, he doesn't lose anything, right? Like, he just keeps that momentum with, you know, Earthquake. And, like, an Earthquake to an Umbreon is a fine amount of damage. And then if you you Earthquake the Umbreon, as Umbreon wishes, you can whirlwind then. You either bring in Goodred, get some rock shit. You bring in Victini, get some rock shit. But obviously, you can't really stay in if you're Victini, right? Because you can't take Earthquakes. You gotta switch back to Umbreon and you lose health to rocks. Goodred, I guess, nets a bit of health but after, you know, from the Wish, but Sand and...
No, everything nets health, because they get a Wish pass to it.
No, they don't, though, because Victini can't stay in, because that's switch out on the Hippo. Right? if you switch it,
No, so you
switch
switch
out
an
the
Umbreon.
On his Earthquake.
You
Then
wish
he
up. You take
whirlwinds.
the Earthquake.
No.
Yeah.
He whirlwinds on the Wish.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay.
So yeah. Actually, if I think like actually never mind. But yeah. So this was definitely a throw.
Yeah, this is me being a little impatient, but
yeah, it's kind of
oops.
what Gimme did. In a way, but this is Gimme was impatient. He was going slow, so he just decided to go quickly. But yeah, I mean, you should think it from your opponent's perspective here. Is if you're Jacob and you don't earthquake, you're throwing pretty much. So
Yeah.
So you create. I mean, honestly,
at least
it's always very
on the
tempting to click that base 180 choice banded move of Victini. It's always very tempting.
Yeah.
I mean, in the most recent battle I had, I literally turn 1. I'm like, okay, Claydol can kill my Victini here if he lives this and he's max Fizz Def. And then I'm in a really bad position, but fuck it, I just want to click V create and blast him, and I one shot him. So, but yeah, looking real sussy right now.
You're looking real sussy right now.
Bye bye Victini. Bye bye Hippo. At this point, it's over because Altaria can just pretty much beat everything besides Steelix, but Steelix can get chipped down by Duraludon, and I mean mainly this thing, right? So.
Oh, this was yeah.
Little Heat Wave, little Altaria, back to Steelix, back to Duraludon. Duraludon is a good.
Honey Press.
Yeah.
Roar.
What's your set on Steelix again? Do you have a move to hit
Duraludon?
Oh,
it was like Gyro, Roar, Stealth Rock, and something else that couldn't hit Duraludon.
Yeah, I think it was Head
or something.
Probably.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
So yeah, Duraludon's a good.
Oh yeah, we're about to see it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Duraludon's a good switch on the defensive side, and then Torn can obviously threaten this thing with Heat Wave. So at this point, Kevin obviously, he can't really afford to do anything besides attempts or hope that maybe he misses the Heat Wave. And he doesn't need the Heat Wave, leaving 6 more HP, so yeah, it's pretty much over. I mean, Kevin obviously had to just go for the head smash there. He didn't have any other plays.
Yeah, I had to.
And unfortunately, he loses here.
It got real close.
Yeah, so actually here, which is really interesting. So he kills Umbreon, right? And then he has Goodra versus Altaria. What was your Goodra? Your Goodra didn't have anything to hit this thing, right? Didn't have a Sludge Bomb?
No, did not.
So obviously, either way we lose, right? But I mean, from Jacob's perspective, actually, his play is pretty smart. So he's thinking, okay, if he Sludge Bombs here, if he outspeeds and Sludge Bombs here, he 2-hit KOs Altaria, right? And Altaria can't OHKO him back because he only has Hyper.
Isn't it? Doesn't Sludge Bomb kill? Or how much did Thunderbolt do?
I don't think it does.
So Thunderbolt did 15.
Like
oh, so Sludge Bomb does like 60. Yeah.
How much did you have? Oops.
Oh.
No. Okay, if you get Sludge Wave, you kill, I think. But Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave is probably a roll in your favor, whereas Sludge Bomb is not in your favor, right? Because Thunderbolt's base.
No, T-Bolt's 90.
T-Bolt's 90, Sludge Bomb is 80.
90. And then Wave is 95.
Oh, actually, you're right.
Am I tripping?
No, you're right.
Yeah. Dang.
It would have been a roll.
It would have come down to the roll because I don't know if the T-Bolt was a high roll.
Yeah, I feel like it was. Maybe right. Like.
Yeah, that's tough, guys.
Yeah.
That's tough.
The thing is, well, if you're Sludge Bomb, you win no matter what. I mean, assuming Duraludon's in here, because you 2-hit KO and he doesn't 2-hit KO because you're a Goodra. You live a Hyper Voice. Yeah, so he just goes Duraludon, right? Because if Kevin doesn't have Sludge Bomb, then it's over anyway. And if he does, then obviously he's gonna click it here. So yeah, fair. Kevin's forced to Draco. Watch he's not, because that did so much.
No, I think I flamethrowered.
Yeah, well I'm saying you would. Yeah, exactly. Because Duraludon is such a shit spit F. And then we see Kevin could.
Oh yeah, I totally would have killed because it took rocks.
Oh yeah, from that health, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, guys. We're gonna take the L. We're gonna come back stronger next week. Actually, shout out to Jacob for having a cool Altaria set.
You said you wanted Ice Beam initially, right? So Ice Beam would have worked here too.
No, I just put Surf on it and never changed it.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, Ice Beam's base 80. So no. Fuck.
No, Ice Beam's 90.
My brain isn't working.
It's all 90. Flamethrower, Ice Beam, T-Ball are all 90.
Okay, 80 is Energy Ball. What else? Skulls,
Um,
obviously. Yeah. I don't know. Why is my brain not working? Usually, I mean, these are pretty simple facts. Like, these are like the most
Come on,
easy
Noah.
ones of the game. I don't know what's going on with
This
these.
is coming from ranked VGC player Noah.
Yeah. Here we have a Starmie, which is a blind and a cripple. And then we have Ready, you having a cool berry that he never gets to show off. Okay, we got standard. Thunderwave is interesting. Here we got the natural gift. So this is, I believe, I don't know. I forget what it is.
Let me check.
What is it for? Oh, Buzzwole? No, the aerial ace. I don't even know. It's for something you didn't find clearly.
Oh, it's ground.
It's ground. Who's this for? Can you look at his team real quick?
Yeah, let me check.
DMT. We got a Scarf, mixed Scarf Chomp, which is pretty cool. A Flamethrower for Obama.
Crazy.
Draco Meteor just to, just hit some stuff. Hit Buzzwole. Standard Empoleon with Grass Knot and Shuka. Shuka's obviously for Garchomp. And Grass Knot is for something that's also Ready you didn't bring. I don't know what it is either. I don't feel like checking. But Kevin's on the lookout for that. And then we got a Cassid Berry.
I think it's for Mawile.
Camel, you see that? Cassid Berry? This is what a Cassid Berry looks like, Camel. Camel, you see that?
It's for Mawile.
Yeah, it's for Mawile, right.
And yeah, it's for Mawile. Yeah.
And then what's the Grass Knot I'm ready to use Empoleon for?
Um.
Oh, actually, no. It's probably for, I guess, Starmie.
Yeah, it's probably for that's yeah.
Starmie's pretty light. It probably wouldn't do shit, right?
That's what I thought too. I thought Starmie was pretty light. There's nothing too heavy on Eska's team.
Maybe it's for something else. I don't know. Then we got Healing Wish, one attacking move. Cool. Okay, Eska's team. Mixed Obama Snow, pretty standard. We got a Weather Ball, Thunderous, standard Gachi Muchi. Standard. Except he actually has Poison Jab instead of Sludge Bomb, which is kind of cool. He's mixed attacking. Actually, no, he's physical attacking with Ice Beam. Interesting. And then he's got a Yachi Berry Drive Pulse. So yeah.
Yeesh.
Let's get into it. Let's see. So if you're Ready you here, you definitely see the fact that, Buzzwole's by far the biggest threat. It's pretty much how you had Weezing versus Altaria. Same sort of thing. Eska has Buzzwole for, Ready's physical attackers like Lopunny and...
like all of them.
Yeah, all of them actually Garchomp. And if you're Eska, obviously you're going to want to preserve the Buzzwole, not let it get chipped down, and you're also going to have a little bit of trouble breaking through Exoticus and more defensive mons on his team, on Ready's team, so yeah. So we see
Big Obama Snow.
Big Snow. Little Earthquake.
Big Quake.
20.
Does nothing.
Highlight match. Both these players are undefeated going into this match, by the way.
Mm.
And actually, at this point in time, nobody's undefeated in the FBA. But that is only a spoiler who wins this battle, right? Because they're both undefeated going into it. So one of them loses here, and the other one loses week 6. Wait a minute.
Starmie comes in.
This is the week 5 analysis, right? No, it's week 4. Okay.
Oh, this is week 4, buddy.
Okay. So yeah, okay, we're in week 5 right now, so we have 2 more weeks left after this in the trimester.
That's crazy. Time flies, guys. Big Hydro.
Having fun.
Oh, I heard that was a roll on Mesprit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair.
I remember they were saying that, or Reddy was saying that it was a roll.
Yeah. Each would have been pretty cool here. Good for momentum, but yeah, he gets the kill. We see Reval come in, and we see the Swords Dance. So it makes sense from Ready, right? Because you're gonna want to trip down the Buzzwole. But it's also pretty I don't know. I feel like from Eska, obviously Starmie is low, but it's still really fast. He can still get a rapid spin, and also it still does big damage to.
What was his set again? It was Life Orb, Pump, Orb, Spin.
Holy shit! Where the?
Oh my God, no! Hydro, Spin, T-Bolt. Oh, it's still pretty useful.
Yeah, with Life Orb and it's analytic.
Yeah.
You can't really switch into it. So I think, I mean, it's definitely risky.
I guess he assumed it was gonna. I mean,
I think Reddy probably acknowledged that it was risky, but he decided to go for it, which is fair. Um,
yeah,
Unfortunately, though, Eska misses the Hydro Pump, which is a huge miss. If he
that is
hit
a
it,
huge miss.
that would have been like pretty much game right there. Because then Reddy
Yeah.
has a power breakthrough Buzzwole with just a Lopunny, and Eska still is starting to break through stuff. We see Buzzwole live at ×4, super effective, +2 Weavile area place. So that's pretty good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Gachimuchi going crazy. And also his heal back. So the healing back is actually really important because it can now live a Lopunny hit. Obviously, if it doesn't switch into it first. See, double on the Snow Bunny on Garchomp.
Big Obama.
And we see it actually switched to Nidoking Scouting for Flamethrower, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Maybe
Respect that.
Or it could have actually been predicting Empoleon, but either way it works.
It's rocks.
And then actually it's funny, he can't... This is weird. I think... So obviously, Eska already used Scarf, right? So he can't Earthquake hook. Oh, I think maybe... No. Why did Eska stay in with this thing?
Maybe he threatened with like Scarf Queen.
I mean, he's not Scarf. You think he was bluffing?
No, but Reddy doesn't know that.
Okay, fair. And actually, it's funny because Reddy is Scarf, but on his Garchomp, but he's locking the Flamethrower. Is it worth it?
Oh wow, yeah, that's funny.
Actually, there's really nothing else that Nidoking Eska can do here, right? Because he wants to Buzzwole's too low. At this point, he needs to heal it up some other way.
Yeah.
So I guess he will stay in here.
I mean, a switch to Thundurus wouldn't have been bad, right?
Thundurus can't touch him back. Oh, actually, yeah, he has the Weather Ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like switch like.
Comments. Why did you? Well, first of all, okay, obviously going on Mama's here, you want to set up the snow, right? Goes to Garchomp. How come you didn't go? Maybe Stone Edge. Maybe okay. Actually, I don't think you went in. I think going hard. Thundurus is too risky. The Rock Chip and the Hail Chip.
I guess Esco was like making plays. Like he predicted the Fire move on Garchomp, and then he's calling the Rock move for Thundurus.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't know why he's like. Okay, Eska, feel free to.
I mean, he had to make plays to win. Like that's the thing.
Not really from this point. Eska doesn't have a switch into Thundurus. And same with Nidoking. Or Dragapult. Like, I mean, okay, Tortoise is the biggest threat here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even after missing the Hydro Pump, like, Eska's still in a pretty good position here just because, his Thundurus set his shits on Ready. Actually destroys his entire team. The best switching is, like, Crit. But I think it's dead. So Eska, if you're watching this in the comments, feel free to tell us why you didn't maybe in this turn, when it's either going to be probably an Earthquake or a switch, why didn't you just go into Thundurus? Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe actually, is he slow? Maybe. No, he's not.
Oh.
No, he's not. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, he needs heavy duty boots. Yeah, I have no idea. So because of heavy duty boots, he would have lived like a, well, I guess obviously lives a Flamethrower, but he doesn't look like an outrage. Maybe he lives a Dragon Claw, I guess.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know why he didn't go into it. We see some switching around from Ready trying to get himself in a good position. He doesn't really have anything that can beat the Nidoking. He needs a flinch here, doesn't get it, and chased it a lot. Doesn't take that much though. See some roosting, but Eska's not gonna let him get that for free. She's gonna keep damaging him until Togekiss is forced to kill him. And then we see Thundurus coming in, but unfortunately we don't have the Hail Up now, so Garchomp's gonna come in. Cold switch.
Yeesh.
Makes sense though. He's playing it safe. At this point, he's deciding to give up Thundurus or Buzzwole.
Swole.
Yeah, he's not gonna get an Abomasnow, and it's gonna come down
I mean,
to Thundurus killing shit.
Well, that's over.
Yeah, I mean, Lopunny just
like Lop just wins now.
Just wins.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, I'm still confused why he didn't switch into Thundurus before. And also,
yeah,
was
I
there
think
better play than going Buzzwole there and sacking it? He probably should have. Oh, does he have Roost on Buzzwole? Okay, he doesn't have Roost, so maybe that actually clarifies it.
No, he did.
No.
Dude, it's right there.
I'm blind.
Bro.
I'm crazy today, bro. So yeah, why did you go Buzzwole here?
Big question.
Actually, he probably should have. I think what he should have done here, he should have just sacked Abomas now.
I agree.
Yeah. Or you can even sack Dragapult if you really wanted to. But yeah, so at this point, Lopunny's gonna win. Yeah, Togekiss is gonna. So this is actually, this is actually an interesting end game. Because the thing is, Dragapult outspeeds Lopunny. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. So if Reddy can get, or if Eska can get Lopunny weak, Dragapult can win potentially, depending on the set. Unfortunately, does not have the right set for this situation. Phantom Force.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh well.
We actually decided to save. So yeah, the thing is actually.
I feel like if I was ready, it would have been a different play. Because I feel like. So what health is he at? He's at 58.
So what Dragapult sets can beat this? Actually, I guess not. Like Choice Band, Steel Wing. That's pretty much it. So actually, okay, that makes sense from Ready. Yeah, I think his play is actually fine. Switching to Lopunny, and then winning here. Missing the Thunder Wave doesn't matter though. Except if you get like full paralysis hacks, but that's pretty much it. The Phantom Force, but yeah, no, he stays in.
You should have dartsed.
Wait a minute. Why did he stay in with Lopunny?
It didn't matter, right? Like either you darts and kill Lope, and then Togekiss wins, or you ghost
So
move.
what's interesting, actually, is it doesn't count for crit, right? Because if Dragapult can crit Togekiss with Shadow Move, with Phantom Force, it kills, right? What Reddy could have done is switching Togekiss here. If he Dragon Darts, then, good. But if he Phantom Force, you just go back to Lopunny. Actually, that doesn't matter, though, because either way he's in... Okay, never mind. Either way, he just Phantom Force after me. I'm stupid. Also, let's play, make sure he can't Dragon Dance or something.
But yeah, and it's over. But to be fair, you got a really spicy roll on this. Okay. That's the battle. Any other things? Or I think we got it all.
Well, is that it?
Just Eska, tell us in the comments why you did not. One, why you decided to sack. I mean, it's possible. I think Buzzwole may have just been too low at this point, anyway. I think it's fair. But
Yeah, Buzzwole's it took rocks.
Yeah.
So.
But why did you not go into? Here. Why did you not go into Thundurus here, bro? Okay.
Oh man.
So yeah, those are the battles. And now we got next week's battles and odds. All the battles are pretty even for the most part. Looks like my team's projected to win. Wow, coincidence.
Yes.
Yeah. PSF is going to be facing, not PSF, PBR, Pittsburgh Red Steelers, is going to be facing against Multi MSUs. Should be a good matchup there. Also, we see two teams with very strong players, DMT and Passenger Functions, are facing each other. And then, supposedly, Spamham, Core, and Shinto are going to get destroyed by what is probably estimated to be the best team going into this.
Yeah, that's it. Anything else to add, or I guess we're done, right?
That's it, boys.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in probably a few days for the next analysis. Bye.
Bye bye.